Hey, what's up there? Here's what you need to hear. If you haven't fallen in love with the process, you're going to keep on failing. And in fact, the reason you keep failing is because you don't love doing consistently what other people will do just because it's the process. And that's what I want to tell you. I could almost quit the video right here, but let me explain to you what I'm talking about. Process is the repetition, the doing the thing, not worrying about the results and just going over and over and over because it's part of the journey. And so you perhaps have heard people say, fall in love with the journey, fall in love with the process. And that sounds great, but here's the problem. The process is long. The process is, it can be boring. The process is repetitive. The process is something that we just don't like doing. And that's why we fail. Because the process is actually what gets you to results. And so here's what I know. I know that I'm talking to you right now after leaving the gym and working out, and I haven't really been on my grind lately in the gym, but I do know that if I don't do it, what happens is, because I have arthritis, I've gotten to that age, if I have arthritis in my shoulders, which I do, and I don't work out, then I end up with extra pain, and I end up not being able to sleep comfortably. I end up not being able to lift my arms. And as I was working out today, I was thinking, you know what? What I don't like a lot of the time, I don't like following the process, especially when I don't really know where the end goal is. And then it hit me. That's why a lot of us fail. We have this thing where we want to know what the goal is. Everybody's always asking, what is your goal? Everybody's always talking about make a goal. And yeah, I understand you need to make goals so you know where you're going. That makes total sense. But what happens is we get so end goal focused that we forget that along the way from point A to the goal is really where the growth happens. The growth happens in the process. And too many of us have fallen in love with the goal, and we haven't fallen in love with the process. So let me talk to you about what I mean. So what I mean is, like, so you're sitting here, you're watching me, and you're like, I really want to make life moves. I want things to be different. But you haven't fallen in love with the steps that it takes to be different. All you're saying to yourself is, hey, I want to be different. I don't want my life to be the same. That sounds great. That sounds wonderful. Yeah. And then the question is, so what are you going to do to get from where you are to where you need to be? And you don't want to deal with that part. You want to deal with I want to be there. And the issue is that you're never going to grow. You're never going to be what you're supposed to be. You're not even going to be what you want to be if you don't fall in love with the process. And that's really what this issue of growing in life is all about. So I'm sitting here, I'm doing videos. I've done a number of videos, and I have 32 subscribers. And 32 sounds like a really crappy number when I'm comparing myself to people who have thousands, 10,000s. My wife, who has almost 50,000 subscribers, 50 more, maybe 60, maybe 70,000 subscribers. I don't know. It's some ridiculous number that I'm not even sniffing right now. And if I'm upset with the fact that I'm not where she is, then that's going to be a problem. But here's the deal. It took her 2.5 years to get where she is. I'm 6 weeks in, and how could I be upset if I haven't reached a goal? What I've got to do is follow the process. I've got to make these videos. I've got to actually hit record. I've got to make a video. I've got to edit a video. I've got to really think through what I'm going to do. I've got to come on here and talk to you like you're somebody that I know, and you're somebody that I care about. You're somebody who's a friend of mine. But if I don't do that process, then how will I ever get 35 subscribers? How will I ever get 100 subscribers? How will I ever get 1,000 subscribers and all the watch time that I need so I can even be monetized? None of that will happen if I don't just fall in love with the process. What are you trying to get to? Where are you trying to be? What are you trying to accomplish? And have you fallen in love with this thing called process, the journey? What I've discovered is that if I just can love doing the everyday, over and over repetitious things, then somehow or another, I end up waking up one day and I've made it to my goal. But the other part is I've discovered a lot about myself. Here's what I discover when I'm going through process. I discover that I'm easily distracted by the new thing. And so I'll try a whole bunch of different things because they seem like, oh, that can get me there faster. But guess what? That's not falling in love with the process. That's falling in love with shortcuts. And sometimes you find better ways to do things, but there's also that, oh, let me just get a shortcut so I can go from A to Z in one day. And so that never has worked for me. So I don't know how these people, they're going from 0 subscribers to like 5 million subscribers in 3 days. Hey, more power to you. That's not gonna, it just doesn't work for me. Another thing I discovered about myself is that I don't want to hear what naysayers have to say. And so oftentimes I'll go out on my own, which on one hand can be really, really bad. You're out there on your own, trying to do things without any guidance or anything like that. But on the other hand, that can be really good, because the moment you stop trying to hear what other people have to say, and the moment I stop hearing the voices in my ears saying, I don't know why you're doing that. I don't know why that's so important. Are you sure you want to do this? Isn't that a waste of time? The moment I stop hearing all that mess, then I can really get locked into what I'm doing. When my wife started doing YouTube videos and being a content creator about 2.5 years ago, I said to her one thing, and one thing that I still to this day say: if you're going, go all the way. And so that's a third thing that I've discovered about myself as I'm going through process. I am either all or nothing. I can't be halfway in. So I have decided I'm going all in on this thing, and I'm going to figure it out. I don't know where I'm going to end up. I don't even know if more than one person is going to watch this video, but I do know that one person will watch this video. So I'm still making this video because it's part of the process. The amount of people, ultimately, I cannot control who watch this video, but I can control that I'm making the video. I can control that I'm posting the content. I can control that I'm trying to be clear in what I'm saying, and I can control the fact that I want you to fall in love with the process just like I'm falling in love with the process. So I think that's all I want to say the day after Thanksgiving. I want to encourage you. Fall in love with the process today. Whatever you're trying to accomplish can happen. But the issue is, will you go through the steps that it takes to get there? It's one step after another. It's not one jump from A to Z. It is the daily discipline of doing whatever it takes to get to your goal. So instead of wondering when you're going to get there, instead of wondering what the goal feels like, fall in love with the process so that you wake up at your goal one day. All right, that's it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.